It's Thursday, October 5. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Carol Francis. Jamaica's economy contracted in the first quarter of this financial year. Acting Financial Secretary Darlene Morrison made the disclosure to members of Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC. She said that new data from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica shows that the period recorded a decline.
The Statistical Institute has provided the actual performance, which is actually a contraction of 0.1%. So this outturn is now lower than the 0.1% growth, which was recorded for the January to March quarter of 16-17. The economic outlook, however, remains positive, and real GDP growth is projected to grow within the range of 1 to 2% for the fiscal year.
Ms. Morrison also told the Parliamentary Committee that despite the contraction, the economy is expected to see positive growth at the end of the fiscal year. The PAAC is discussing the government's interim fiscal policy paper, which was tabled in Parliament last week. The Ministry of Education has announced improvements in the performance of students in the Grade 4 literacy and numeracy tests. Education Minister Senator Rural Reid says performance in the literacy portion of the exam increased by 5.5% over last year. Senator Reid was speaking at a press conference yesterday. The newly appointed opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs, Lisa Hanna, has reportedly made a diplomatic error. It's understood that a release she issued mourning the death of a St. Lucian diplomat in the Las Vegas massacre is incorrect. The statement attributed to Ms. Hanna offered condolences over the death of St. Lucia's ambassador to the Organization of American States, Anton Edmonds. Reports on social media had listed Edmonds among the fatalities in Sunday's Las Vegas massacre when a gunman killed 58 people. A post on what is said to be Mr. Edmonds' Facebook page states, quote, "The writers of the false narrative needs to be flogged," end quote. Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith issued a statement which noted that Mr. Edmonds had corrected the false report, adding that St. Lucia's foreign minister also confirmed that Mr. Edmonds is alive and well. The Meteorological Service has extended a flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of all parishes until 5 this afternoon. The Met Service says a tropical wave across Jamaica and a trough across the central Caribbean continues to produce unstable weather conditions across the region, including Jamaica. Projections are for showers and thunderstorms, which could be heavy at times, to continue to affect sections of most parishes. The unveiling of the statue of the world's greatest athlete, Jamaica's Usain Bolt, will take place on Friday, the 13th of October at the National Stadium.
The function is being held in Statue Gallery of Statue Park, and the unveiling is at about 5:30 on Friday. And then following that will be a reception in honor of our track and field athletes who went to the World Championship in August. The public is invited to the unveiling. We're asking them to come out early and to come and just give Usain all their love and appreciation, and to get the first look at the life-size statue that will be unveiled of Usain Bolt.
The unveiling of the Bolt statue, designed by renowned Jamaican sculptor Basil Watson, is just one of a number of activities planned for Heritage Week, which begins this Sunday, October 8, with a church service at the University Chapel at the Mona campus.
On Saturday, which is the 14th of October, we will have a vintage concert. We can call it the oldest concert, we can call it a vintage concert, we can call it a concert that is going to trace the evolution of our music over the period from Mento, and even before that, through rocksteady, through ska, through rocksteady, through reggae, through dancehall. We're calling this concert From Kete to Reggae, and this would be the second time that we have staged from Kete to reggae. And so we want the public to come out. It's free.
Not only is there a focus on celebrating Jamaica's rich heritage in music, sport, and literature, there will also be a focus on reparations.
We will have Dr. Julius Garvey visiting during this period, and there will be a run with athletes across the island to take the message of reparations to the people of Jamaica. So Heritage Week is going to be major, massive, a lot of activities, and I want you all to share in the experience and to appreciate the fact that our heritage is our legacy, which is the theme for Heritage Week.
Meanwhile, Minister of Culture Olivia Grange announced an expanded Culture Passport program. The Culture Passport enables holders to visit heritage sites, museums, and galleries at no cost or very little cost to them. The program, which was implemented in 2015, will now include community-based organizations, churches, senior citizens, associations, people with disabilities, and other special interest groups. Speaking at the signing of an agreement between the ministry and the Chaste Fund for the production of 50,000 culture passports, Ms. Grange said in this school year they will be producing and distributing 25,000 passports. Another 25,000 will be distributed during the 2018-2019 financial year. In regional news, progress is being made. That's the word from Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. At a press briefing, he noted that despite not earning a dollar in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, the government paid salaries to civil servants and is meeting its international obligations.
We continue to be in discussions with the World Bank. The World Bank is a major partner and will be a major partner in our reconstruction. They have committed some $65 million so far. We're negotiating to see how close we can take it to 100, if not beyond that. And I will be meeting with them very soon to continue the negotiations with the World Bank. As you know, the government, we paid salaries for the month of September, which is an extraordinary effort on the part of the government. And I have also ensured as Minister of Finance that we keep to our legal obligations in terms of interest payments and loans for the month of September. Obviously, we will need to have further discussions with our creditors and to see where we are and how we treat with those matters in the next months and years going forward.
Prime Minister Skerrit will outline a 12-point recovery plan for the nation in the short term on Friday evening in an address to the nation. Bahamas is to send medical personnel to Dominica. Following a tour of Dominica, Bahamas Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis has increased his country's assistance to the island. After first announcing that his administration would temporarily relax immigration rules for some categories of students from Dominica who want to continue their education in the Bahamas, he has now offered to send medical personnel to the island.
Many of your doctors, including myself and many of our doctors in the Bahamas, have been trained in Jamaica. We are all trained through the Caribbean system. And I've offered to send some of our medical personnel here to assist you in rebuilding your medical facilities and ensuring that the quality of care for the Dominican populace does not deteriorate to any degree. So as soon as I return and receive word from the government of Dominica as to what type of medical personnel and the numbers that they may need, we would ensure that those individuals are here. But again, remember that what you are going through, that could have happened to us. And this has demonstrated how important families are. And we are part of your family. We are part of being brothers and sisters, part of the CARICOM nation, and we would continue to assist and rebuild you and bring you back together as the force you were as soon as possible. So thank you very much.
And also we have a vessel, naval vessel, from the Bahamas on its way to Dominica to assist in our rescue and rebuilding efforts. We also receive a check from the people of the Bahamas in the sum of $60,000 US. That check is only contributions and donations from citizens across the Bahamas, and we're very grateful to the people of the Bahamas for this very generous gift. In this situation, everything helps, and every assistance helps in relieving the pain and the suffering of our people here.
Welcome back, and we go to sports. The venue for the friendly international between Jamaica's Reggae BOYZ and Saudi Arabia, scheduled for October 7, has changed from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. The match will now be played in Jeddah, where several football stadiums are located. This will be the fourth meeting between the teams. Jamaica squared off against Saudi Arabia 3 times before, winning 1, losing 1, and drawing the other between 1998 and 1999. West Indies women remain 5th in the International Cricket Council, the ICC rankings. However, they dropped 4 points after their dismal performance at the recent 50-over World Cup in England.
The Windies women are on 101 points behind new table leaders England, who gained 3 points to overtake Australia at the top. England won the World Cup when they beat India in the final by 9 wickets at Lord's last July, while Australia reached the semi-finals before losing to India. India remained 4th but jumped 3 points to 116 to close in on 3rd spot held by New Zealand on 118 points. West Indies entered the World Cup as one of the favourites following their capture of the T20 World Cup last year, but failed to live up to expectations, finishing 6th, only above Pakistan and Sri Lanka.
West Indies women will meet Sri Lanka women in a 3-match one-day international in Trinidad, October 11 to 15. Brazilian police have reportedly detained the head of the country's Olympic Committee, Carlos Nuzman, in Rio de Janeiro. He's been investigated as part of an alleged Cash for Votes probe after the bid for the Rio 2016 Olympics was won. The arrest is part of the corruption investigation known as Operation Unfair Play. Mr. Nuzman has previously denied all wrongdoings. That's news and sports. Weather is next. Welcome back to PBCJ, and now time for a weather report and forecast. There is a trough across the Western Caribbean. The trough is expected to continue influencing weather conditions across Jamaica tonight and tomorrow as it moves westward. A high-pressure ridge is then expected to build across the island by Friday afternoon and remain for the weekend. And a reminder that the Meteorological Service has extended a flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of all parishes until 5 this afternoon. The Met Service says a tropical wave across Jamaica and a trough across the Central Caribbean continues to produce unstable weather conditions across the region, including Jamaica. And projections are for showers and thunderstorms, which could be heavy at times, to continue to affect sections of most parishes. And tonight, it will be mostly cloudy with lingering showers. Tomorrow morning, we can expect cloudy conditions with isolated showers across eastern parishes. And tomorrow afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms across sections of most parishes. And time now for in-depth extended weather forecast as well as our travel planner. And just to let you know, Tropical Storm Nate, which we are watching, is moving northwest at 13 kilometers per hour or 357 kilometers east-northeast of Nicaragua. That's where it is at now. It is pushing winds of 65 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 74 kilometers per hour. And you can see the forecast track for Tropical Storm Nate. And now our 7-day forecast. Now, for those of us who are planning to travel off island, what would the weather be? Travel Planner tells you more. And that's our news, sports, weather. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place for more on PBCJ, the People's Station. I'm Carol Francis.
My name is Romelda Akins, and I represent the Jamaica National Net.